Good evening, this is Miguel from Cabot News, coming to you live from Mississauga, Ontario. Today we have two major stories involving racism in today's society. Saw Indian Horse, an Indigenous boy from Northern Ontario, was playing a hockey game when he was bombarded with various foods and objects, as well as racial slurs. We all know Saw as a very talented player who truly loves the game of hockey, although after repeated acts of discrimination, Saw cannot take it any longer, causing him to change his attitude for the game. All of the racism towards Saw broke him mentally and spiritually. No one in our world deserves to be treated like that just because of the color of their skin. Joining us here today is Saw Indian Horse to talk to us about his experiences involving racism. Saw.
Thanks, Miguel.
Pleasure. So, what are your opinions and thoughts on racism in today's society?
I was a victim to racism for all my life. People spit on me, deliberately injured me, and treated me different, all because of my skin. I am ashamed of what this world has come to. I wish we can all get along and love each other.
Thank you, Saul. We'll be right back after the break. We're back, and now we'll be discussing a famous book titled Merchant of Venice by famous author William Shakespeare. In this novel, racism is a big contributor to the plot due to the setting and time the story takes place. Here we have Jewish Rabbi Zach Donsky to talk to us about his experiences involving religious discrimination. Here we have Jewish Rabbi Zach Donsky to talk to us about religious discrimination in today's society. Zach.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. So, Zach, what are your thoughts and opinions on religious discrimination in today's society?
I'm truly ashamed that Jews at that time were treated like that. The disrespect shown towards the public and government officials show the foundation of our societies. Racial history, no matter the religion, everyone should be able to get along. Discrimination is lowered significantly in our society. Although we see it often, I truly believe we can end it together so nobody has to go through the same horrible experiences as the Jews at that time did.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And finally, here we have a clip from a TV show filmed in 2016 proving racism is still in today's society.
I don't know, he can't really dress, but other than that,
He didn't make an impression with me at all, like not a good or a bad. I don't even remember him.
Neutral. Okay,
Yeah.
JJ?
Michael's got a twinkle in his eye. He's a young man, and I'd have to see more, but he seemed very open.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
RJ?
like Mike. Well, okay, I'm going to say that he's looks like he's native Texas, and being from Texas, I would have to support that. But I don't like him on the fact that he's black. Absolutely not.
David?
And I knew this was going to come. I don't like him because he's black.
Are you even serious
I
right
have a
now?
thing, you know, I'm a minority, but I got a problem. with
I was
black
gonna
people.
say,
I have
Hold on, hold on.
you're like a minority yourself.
Absolutely.
We wrote in.
In this clip, a man decides to completely disregard a contestant of the show for the sole purpose of his skin color. This is unfair to the contestant because the judge is basing his opinion off his skin color, not off. This is unfair because a different colored man has a clear advantage over him. This just in, according to the New Testament, Jesus had said this when speaking about equality. Did not one God create us? Why do we profane the covenant of our ancestors by being unfaithful to one another? Jesus wants us to treat each other equally with love and respect, because we are all made in God's image. Thank you for watching Cabot News. This has been your host, Miguel Parra. Tune in next time. And finally, here we have a clip from a TV show filmed in 2016 where racism is clearly portrayed. In this clip, a man decides to completely disregard a contestant of the show because
Pero es preferible que tú no hagas eso porque como hay que mejorar, si es que el caso, el audio, se está mejorando pedacito por pedacito, eso es difícil. Es mejor déjalo seguido y tú corriges.
in this clip, a man decides to completely disregard a contestant just because he's black. This is unfair to the contestant because the judge is basing his opinion off his skin color, where a different colored man has a clear advantage over him. This clip shows us that racism is clearly This clip shows us that there is still racism in today's society. This just in, according to the New Testament, Jesus had this. This just in, according to the New Testament, Jesus had this to say when speaking on equality. Did not one God create us? Why do we profane the covenant of our ancestors by being unfaithful to one another? Jesus wants us to treat each other equally with love and respect because we are all made in His image. Thank you for watching Cabot News. This has been Miguel Parra. Tune in next time. In this clip, a man decides to completely disregard a contestant of the show just because he is black. This is unfair to the contestant because the judge is basing his opinion off his skin color. Where a different colored man has a clear advantage over him. Where a different colored man has a clear advantage over the black man. This media clip shows that racism is still portrayed in today's society. And finally, here we have a clip from a TV show filmed in 2016 where racism is portrayed.
Yeah.
So, thank you for watching Cabot News. This has been your host, Miguel Parra. Tune in next time. Did not one God create us? Why do we profane the covenant of our ancestors by being unfaithful to one another? Jesus wants us to treat each other with respect and love. Jesus wants us to treat each other equally with respect and love because we are all made in His image. This just in, according to the New Testament, Jesus had this to say when speaking on equality. And finally, here's a clip from a TV show in 2016 where racism is clearly portrayed.